Alright, welcome back, everybody. Bob and Jared here, coming at you on a what is that called? A matinee episode. I couldn't think of the word at first. We actually have sports for the first time. Like, a lot of sports on a Saturday. It's like, Michaela said it earlier, but it's like almost like the world is back to normal.
Ain't back to normal, don't you worry.
But it kind of gives you like this sense of false hope.
What's that H word you just used?
We got college football is on. I know a couple games that had to get canceled because of stupid fucking Corona. But we have college football. We have the U.S. Open. Celtics are on tonight.
We have a tournament called the U.S. Open, but I don't know what's being played right now.
Hashtag not my U.S. Open.
Not my U.S. Open.
This is a weird...
Absolutely not my U.S. Open.
It's a very weird U.S. Open.
Actually, you know what? If it was anywhere else, it'd be fine.
Yeah.
But because it's Winged Foot...
Well, that's the whole thing. Okay. Winged Foot is supposed to be like the hardest fucking
Did I do this rant on air? Or have I just been rehearsing this off air?
I'm honestly not sure.
I don't know if I did this rant, but...
Okay.
So every year the U.S. Open is played. And we're lucky because 3 years in a row it's been at a classic U.S. Open course.
Right.
But this year, last year at Pebble, year before at Shinnecock, 2016 at Oakmont, 2014 at Pinehurst, 2013 at Marion. That's how far I can go back. 2012 was Olympic. I don't think I was really watching or paying attention at that time.
Yeah.
I got to imagine it's the same thing though. Every fucking year, we have live from the U.S. Open, playing the week of, which is usually good. You get some insight, you get some info.
Right.
And Frank Nobilo, who I do like, our fellow Kiwis out there, he's one of you guys.
Yeah.
Frank Nobilo goes out there every fucking year and he's like, look, he's got 5 balls in his pocket. Oh, look at the rough. And he throws a ball in there and he can't find it. And he can't see it. Every fucking year, it's the same thing.
Yeah.
He takes a ball, throws it in the rough. Look how thick the rough is. How the hell are they going to get out of this? It's like, I don't know how they're going to do it.
Oi, mate.
Crikey. But every fucking year, it's not that hard to get out of the rough. So they talk it up like it's this crazy thing. And the players go out and go, hey, it's going to be real hard this year. I don't know how we're going to do it.
Yeah.
Looks like, anything under par is going to be a great score. And then some fucking video of a caddy goes, this is a joke. Throws a ball on the green, watches it roll up, and roll all the way back down off the green.
Yeah.
You know what? Come to fucking Sharon Country Club. I'll show you the same fucking thing on the 3rd hole.
Yeah.
I can roll a ball on a green and watch it come down, and it'll go all the way down the hill, down the fringe, leading up. Because I've had a golf ball do that before. Because, wow, this amazing thing called gravity.
Yeah.
It's this crazy concept.
What is it like?
9.8 meters per second or something.
Oh, wow. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah, so you can they take a fucking ball, they throw it, and they go, oh, this is crazy, this is unfair, and it's like...
You're a modern-day Isaac Newton.
Fucking, it's the same thing every year. And then the guys go out, and it's not that fucking hard. So all I'm being told is that Winged Foot is the hardest course ever. Winged Foot this, Winged Foot that.
Yeah.
Oh, they're going to get it right this time. Like, look at the Massacre in 1974. 2006, the winning score was 5 over par. Phil fucking whatever. It's like...
And here we are at...
And you neutered the course.
4:30 on a Saturday, so we're a decent way through round 3.
5 under.
The leader is 5 under.
It's Matt Wolf.
Yeah.
Matt Wolf who can't putt.
Yeah. And Xander Schauffele just finished out the front 9 birdie eagle.
So when you guys listen to this Monday morning, I'm going to sound like an idiot. So let's just have that on the record, please.
Yeah.
I'm going to sound like an idiot because they're going to dial it up for Sunday. Right. It's going to play extremely difficult. And all the players are going to piss and moan and bitch. Like, dude, people are holing out from fucking everywhere. Yeah. This is incredible. It's really fucking incredible. Yeah. They have somehow fucked up their own championship.
Yeah.
Every fucking year.
You know what, though? It fits in with 2020.
No, it doesn't, because it's been the same thing. Because taking classic courses, Marion was a +1 winner. And that played fucking hard.
Yeah. And
you could see the rough was fucking thick and you can't get out of it.
Right.
That was the last time it's really played like that.
Yeah.
Martin Keimer ran away with it in 2014. 2015 was a joke at Chambers. 2016 was Oakmont. DJ won at like 4 under or something.
Yeah.
Something like that. And I think that's only because they gave him a penalty. Like after the fact.
Yeah.
Like once they saw that he won by a decent amount, then they gave him a penalty to like lower the score.
Yeah.
So I forget what the winning score might have been 3 or 4 or something like that.
Yeah.
But then it was like Shinnecock, I think Koepka won it even or won over.
Yeah.
But they lost the course. It played unfair. It went over the edge on Saturday. That's all you hear.
Right.
Over the edge.
Right.
Unfair. It's like that's a bit, and I know the USGA is like kind of in a lose-lose situation, but
right. But you also have to know that like as a player, so you have to know going in.
No, this is what they do. The players bitch and moan so that they get this, like they get wing foot, and it doesn't embarrass them, or they get wing foot and you can hole out from off the green, or you can stop balls. Like I have never seen. Like, I watched the 06 U.S. Open the last hour. I did not see one ball spin. Not one in 06. Yeah. And now dudes are fucking throwing it at the pin and, like, backing it up. It's like, what is happening?
Right.
And, like, the no laying up guys are calling this TPC Westchester. They're asking for FedEx Cup standings updates.
Yeah.
Like, it ain't, like, man, they just really, the one thing, it's supposed to be golf's toughest test.
Right.
The BMW was harder. Olympia Fields played hard.
No, it was.
It did.
It was.
But Olympia Fields is a U.S. Open course.
Right.
And they set it up for a U.S. Open. Now, if the rumors are true, and the Wingfoot Super after day one, where 21 guys broke par, was fucking pissed that there was allegedly rumors of a covert operation where the entire grounds crew was going to go out at midnight and roll the fuck out of the greens, and they were going to set up the course for Friday. Well, Friday played way tougher.
Right.
It went from 20 guys under par to 5.
Right.
But even now, it's like, I don't know. And again, so we're only watching, it's only the front 9. Again, you may all be listening to this Monday and be like, wow, what an asshole. And it's like, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because
welcome.
The winner was like -1.
Because the back 9 plays significantly harder, which it should, because the last 6 holes are 6 of the 8 hardest holes in the whole fucking golf course.
Right.
Like, once they get past 12, the par 5, 633, it plays significantly harder. But, my lord, this just feels like another golf tournament.
Yeah.
And it's not supposed to be that way.
Right. Right. And as a golf fan, it's a little disappointing.
Like,
I'm sure the players are like, oh yeah, this is fine.
One time a year.
Right.
One time a year,
you guys can get your fucking shit handed
and get their ass absolutely handed to them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, it would have been twice this year because Olympia Fields played hard.
Right.
But Olympia Fields was also subject because of a drought.
Right.
Like, the Midwest had a massive drought. I think the wind kicked up, and it's an U.S. Open venue. It hosted a U.S. Open one time.
Right.
And now, the hardest course ever, all you hear is the war stories. The members get fucking pissed that they even have the U.S. Open.
Yeah.
And then you go there and you're new to the course. Like, what the hell, man?
Yeah.
Eagle. Dechambeau's putting for fucking eagle right now.
Jesus.
Not my fucking Wingfoot. Not my U.S. Open.
I mean, granted, it's not a close putt, but he
just hit it.
He just missed it. So
that's a legit comebacker.
Yeah. So he missed it by like an inch, and I don't know. He left it like maybe 6 feet long. So
yeah, maybe longer.
Yeah.
TV makes it hard to judge how far away it is.
So, I mean, I don't know. Maybe he hits the birdie putt. Maybe he doesn't. But
like Louis Oosthuizen is 3 under on the back. Like that isn't.
Yeah.
There's a lot of guys coming under par now. I gotta check Twitter. People are gonna be fucking pissed. I'm fucking pissed.
Yeah, it is weird, and actually I didn't bet on anybody this week in golf. All my other bets are losing.
But I don't know. I'm like,
Georgia Tech just scored.
Sunday they can get this thing back on Sunday.
Yeah.
But it just doesn't feel like Patrick Reed just rolled that in.
Yeah.
Way off the green.
Was that birdie?
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah, it was.
Now he's 5 under. So you got 2 guys at 5 under, 3 guys at 2. One at 1. So what is that? Is that 6 guys under par still?
Yeah. So I mean, I will say
5 under, man.
You look at the leaderboard. It is only 6 guys under par, but still, you'd think it would be less.
Yeah, but then what's going to happen tomorrow is if these guys don't start to move back on those final 6 holes, then you're going to get the criticisms.
Right.
Oh, you tricked out the golf course. You had to make it goofy on the final day.
Right.
Like, why?
Yeah.
Why are we doing this?
Right.
Just make it fucking hard. Sandy Tatum in 1974 He sat up there and goes, I don't care what anybody thinks. I think the setup was good. And it was +7, and everyone's like, massacre Wingfoot.
Right.
And he goes, well, I'm not out here to humiliate the best players. I'm just trying to identify them. He goes, best player won this week. Hale Irwin hit it the best.
Right.
He won.
Right.
That's it.
Yeah, because then you take, honestly, it takes like luck out of it. You know what I mean? Like those crazy shit. Like who was it? Byung-Hyun Am? No, Sunjae Kim.
By the way, big golfer just missed that putt.
Oh yeah.
So he just parred
for
that.
birdie. So was it Sunjae Im hit that? He holed out from the fairway. I mean, granted it was for par, but he holed out. He hit the approach shot, rolled it past the green, and then rolled it backwards and into the fucking cup. So it's like that kind of goofy shit.
Yeah, you're not supposed to be. So that's the thing with these greens is you're not supposed to be able to just like control it, get it on. Like you're supposed to hit it into the right spots.
Right.
So if it's 5 feet short of the pin, you're supposed to hit it 5 feet short of the pin. And if you go 5 feet long, you're fucking screwed. That's how it's supposed to be.
Right. Yeah.
I don't fucking know. They're gonna trick it out tomorrow, and everyone's gonna bitch. It's also there was supposed to be 14-mile-an-hour wind, but I'm sick of this shit too. I'm sick of this shit. Oh, it was supposed to be windy. They had to make it easy. Motherfucker, no, they didn't.
Right.
No, they fucking didn't.
Right.
The morning crew had the wind. It was plenty hard for them.
Right.
Now these guys are rolling birdies. I don't know. We'll see. Last 6 holes.
Yeah, I mean, like you said too, that's
The leaders are just making the turn now, so there is time for this to, get legitimate. But
So I mean, we'll see. Like you said, Monday morning.
no, you guys will all know I'm a fucking idiot because the winner was at 2 under because the last 6 here and then all of tomorrow played extremely difficult.
Right. But I mean, this is what it is at this time in this moment. It's rightfully so to be pissed
They
off.
fucked up Thursday too.
Yeah.
That's already happened, confirmed.
Yeah. Well, fucking Justin Thomas went out and shot 65.
Yeah.
Like you hear
65 in the U.S. Open.
It was the lowest. Was it the lowest round ever at at Wingfoot?
Yes.
During the U.S. Open?
Yeah, it was at Wingfoot.
Yeah, the lowest round ever at Wingfoot for a U.S. Open is 65. He just went out and just dropped it on Thursday.
Yep.
Now, what I will say is since then,
He gave it all back.
But, I mean, he's still hanging around.
Yeah.
So, I don't fucking know.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Luckily, the leaderboard is good players, whether you like them or not. Which
Right.
I will, at full admission,
I mean,
I love that it's Patrick Reed and Dechambeau. Now, the only thing I'm torn on with Patrick Reed is I don't like that he is a known, confirmed, unpenalized cheater.
Yeah.
And I think that's the major problem most people have
Yeah.
is that he was caught cheating. He got his 2-stroke penalty, and that was it. Like the PGA Tour didn't hit him with anything. And that's the same thing with the Astros, probably. If all those players got hit with suspensions for what they did,
Right.
I don't think people would hate them as much.
No, because most people have that feeling like once
You got away with it.
You've paid your dues, like it's fine.
Yeah.
But if people feel like you got away with something, they fucking hate you.
Like especially take the Astros for example. If they took Altuve, Springer, and Bregman,
Yeah.
or Correa,
Yeah.
3 of those 4,
Yeah.
and go, all right, in a 60-game season, you're all getting a 15-game suspension, all of you,
Right.
to be served starting game 1.
Right.
Which I know you never would have been able to figure that out because of everyone thought they were playing 160 this year.
Right.
But if you just suspended those guys,
well, you have to value it.
you would have had to give them a 50-game suspension.
Right, because
And they would have missed
What's
all.
the strike one for PEDs? Is it 50 games?
Is it still 50 or they up it to 80?
I don't know. But you'd have to look at, like, it would be a legitimate question for baseball fans. Like, what's the difference between legitimately cheating, like the Astros did, and taking steroids? What's worse?
They're both cheating.
They're both cheating. So, shouldn't the penalty be the same?
Probably.
I mean, I would say probably. Like, if you're going to penalize someone for taking steroids and suspending them for whatever it is, 50 or 80 games, well, if you get caught cheating, especially the way they were,
Well, that's the thing. It was systematic.
Right. Right, and that's the that's the whole thing with the Patriots. That's why everyone hates the Patriots.
Yeah,
it's because they
institutional.
They systematically cheat and they get away with it. So like,
well, the only reason they hate us, but
yeah,
certainly doesn't help.
Yeah, I mean, 9 Super Bowls in the last 20 years and 6 rings. So
plus everyone nationwide hates Tom Brady.
yeah, yeah, that's true. But well, now he's gone. Fuck him.
Well, nationwide, everyone still hates him.
Yeah,
it's just now there's a higher percentage of people from New England that hate him.
Yeah, yeah. I will say though, I have to go out and say it because we've talked about it, and Nikos has made comments before, like, "Oh, you guys are finally on the train." You can go back and listen to the tapes. You and I sat here right at this desk last football season, probably around November, and we were complaining about Brady. We were saying we're sick of him. We both agreed on it. We're like, we're sick of this bullshit. You get fucking a guy like a kid like N'Keal Harry who goes out and has one bad game and he won't look at him again.
Jacoby Myers drops one ball and he stops throwing to him altogether.
Exactly. Exactly. So
what are we doing?
We were here. The proof is here. Go back and listen to the fucking tapes.
Patrick Reed just threw another fucking dart.
Yeah, sick. But yeah, we were leading the charge on the Brady hate last season.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people were just done with his antics.
Yeah.
And that's where it started to piss me off. It started to piss me off when he wouldn't go to off-season stuff and then complain that he didn't have familiarity with anybody. Well, where the fuck were we supposed to develop it?
Right.
And then he started bitching about not throwing to certain guys.
Right.
It's like,
well, here we go again. How dare I bring up people's inconsistencies? But you have someone like Brady who says, well, I can't go to these off-season things because my family life is falling apart. That was the midday show.
if you believe that.
Beetle and Zoe were all over this, like when he went to Tampa. But so he goes, oh no, I had to stop going to off-season activities because my marriage was falling apart. Oh, okay, all right, well go work on your marriage, Tom. And then all of a sudden he goes to Tampa Bay and he's in the middle of a fucking worldwide pandemic. He's out practicing with his teammates.
Yep, breaking all the quarantine rules.
So the midday show, Beetle and Zoe and 98.5 Sports Hub, they were like, oh, Tom, I hope everything's okay with Giselle. Ooh, I hope she's all right. I hope you guys have fixed your marital issues. I hope your marriage isn't going to fall apart now that all you're doing is out throwing with Mike Evans and Chris Godwin and all those guys. Oof. Oh, man, I hope everything's okay at home, Tom. Because, and like you said, so you have him saying, well, my marriage is falling apart, so I can't be there. And then during the season, he complains he has no chemistry with the guys. And then literally the following season, he's out there with his new teammates all the fucking time. Well, it's like, well, we have so many stories that just don't match. Like, was it your marriage falling apart? Because now it's magically fixed that you're in Tampa Bay? And then you weren't there, but you didn't have chemistry. You know what I mean? It's just all over the fucking place, dude. Like, get your shit together. Like, get your story straight. Or just come out and be like, you know what? If he came out after he left the Patriots, which he would have had every right to do, he signed with Tampa Bay and goes, you know what? I had an amazing 20 years in New England. I won
I'm ready to move on.
I won 6 championships, but I just needed to move on.
I'm ready to move on.
I'm ready to move on.
What else? What are you gonna say to that?
I would have been like, all right, cool. But he just played it like sly and like, oh, well, and then like things leak out in the media that like they didn't want him, like quote unquote didn't want him, or they tried to lowball him, and it's like, dude, for 20 years, you kept taking team-friendly deals. And say what you want, where he's like, oh, Mr. Team Guy, where he takes less money so they can surround him with talent, but they never surrounded him with actual real talent outside of 07. And then it's like, but you still took the deal at the end of the day. Like, you signed a contract as Tom fucking Brady with 3 Super Bowl rings to make $12 million a year, while the top quarterbacks in the league at the time were making 20. At that time, between 20 and 25. You took a 50% discount on your contract. You signed the fucking deal, Tom. You didn't have to. So but now here we are 20 years later, and he's like, well, the Patriots treated me like shit.
Has he said any of that publicly?
No, not publicly, but you hear all the Bobos out there. Like all the different guys in the media.
Hey, I'm good listening to the Bobos because last week, Cam Newton played pretty well, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did you like the game?
Yeah, it was solid.
Yeah, I don't know if he can rush 15 times a game either. I have no idea.
Right.
Probably not.
Yeah.
Typically, quarterbacks can't handle that kind of load, especially 31 years old.
Right.
Yeah, but did you see what he wore? Who fucking cares?
Yeah.
Who fucking cares? You fucking yahoos, just say you hate him because he's black.
Right.
Just say it.
Right.
I hate him because he's black.
Yeah. Did
And
you
if
see
you're
what
not
he was
look-
wearing after the game?
That's what it's like.
Why does
I
it
just-
matter?
I like Cam, but I can't get over the clothes.
You know what?
Why the fuck does that
You
matter?
know what one of the takes was? I was going to work one morning, and I was listening to Toucher and Rich.
Oh, well, I heard, yeah.
And they were talking about the team breakdown after the game. Matt Slater, after every game, after every win at least, he goes, "Oh, how do we feel about another win?" Oh, yeah. So on Toucher and Rich, they played the sound, and in studio they played the video. So they're talking about the video, and I forget which one of them said it, but one of them goes, "I don't see Cam Newton in there." And then they start like kicking up the fucking shit on Cam Newton, and then so whoever brings it up starts to like kick up shit on this, and then someone else on the show, one of the three guys, it might have even been Wallach, I don't know, but one of them said, well, maybe it had to do with his potential hamstring injury, because there were rumors that he had a hamstring at the end of the game, and they were like, well, maybe he was in the trainer's room getting it handled, and they just start talking shit about like, oh, Cam wasn't even part of the post-game celebration, but then one guy tries to defend Cam, saying like, well, maybe he was in the trainer's room because he was hurt, and then all of a sudden they just get bombarded on Twitter, and then in the very next segment when they got back from commercial break, they were like, we have to right a wrong here.
He was definitely in it.
We paused the video, and people message us on Twitter. If you look in the back of the video, you can't actually see Cam Newton in the room. You can see him standing as part of the group, and it's like, what are you guys doing? Like, what are you guys doing?
I don't know. I don't know, dude.
Like, you're just going after him. Like, why? Like, if you don't like him, then you don't like him. But like,
well, here's my
just
thing.
don't like him for
Here's
the
my
right
thing.
reasons.
If you
Like,
don't-
if you don't like him because you think he's a shit quarterback and you think he can't throw the ball, then say that.
Yeah, if you don't like him because he's black, then why are you calling the radio? Or like, why are you giving an opinion?
Right.
What's the point? Like,
Right.
what's your end goal here?
Right.
Just,
That was the whole thing over the summer when they signed him. All the guys were calling into the radio show. Yeah, I don't like his antics.
yeah, his
I
hair,
don't like the way he
Yeah.
does his hair.
his hair and his dancing. I don't know about him.
Yeah, and it's like, come
Just-
on, guys. Just say you don't like him because he's black.
Well, that's the thing. Why are you calling the radio? Why are you calling the radio to like hide an overt racist take?
Right. I happen to, personally, I am indifferent about Cam Newton as the person, but Cam Newton as the football player, I happen to really like him.
After week one, week one went well.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna judge him week to week.
Yeah.
By how he does on the field.
I actually kind of like the swagger that he brings. Like I feel like can be hot-headed at times. Obviously, we saw at the end of the game the whole chain thing with Christian Wilkins of fucking Miami, whatever. That was a little much. But
you know what? I'll actually defend Cam on that one.
right, because they did go after.
Well, so here's my thing. Because what a lot of people say is, if you don't want the chain being snatched, don't wear it. Okay, fine. But he did wear it.
Right.
And if you know what that means,
Right.
because it's from a song, like a hip hop song, like from years ago. Like it's pretty clear what snatching someone's chain is.
Right.
It means you're fucking punking on them. Like
Right.
Akeem Talib ripping Crabtree's chain is because Crabtree's a punk bitch.
Right.
Like, why do you? And that's the thing. Like, say what you want about Talib, say what you want about Richard Sherman, but why did Richard Sherman go out there calling out fucking Crabtree after the NFC title game? And why did Talib rip his chain off his neck?
Right.
Because Crabtree talks a lot of shit and can't back it up. That's why.
Right.
So, after the game's over. You lost.
Right.
The Dolphins lost. You don't have to be fucking happy about it. But Wilkins tried to grab at his chain. Didn't get it. Someone else, that might have been Jerome Baker, maybe. Not sure.
Yeah, I don't know.
Grabs at it. Doesn't get it, but it broke it. Like,
Right.
those two know what they're doing.
Yeah.
So, if you don't like what he's doing, handle it during the game.
Right.
That's my other thing. Rip it off during the game if it's that big of a deal.
Yeah.
Don't wait till after the game. You already lost.
Right.
Fucking sore. It's a sore loser mentality because it's a disrespectful move. Now, whether you don't define it as disrespectful, it doesn't make it any different. Like, I don't wear a chain.
Right.
So someone ripping it off my neck is not. But, like, think about that.
Yeah.
Like, anything. Anything that you own.
Right.
Like, so what if someone grabbed your phone out of your hand and just spiked it off the ground?
Yeah.
Oh, shouldn't have been holding it in my hand? Does that make any sense?
Right, right.
That's what I mean. It's like, someone just comes up to you, grabs your phone, probably, because I assume they were talking shit back and forth,
Yeah.
goes, fuck you, spikes your phone off the ground. You gonna be happy? You gonna be thrilled?
No, not at all. They're probably gonna catch a right hand.
But no, people, don't wear the chain.
Yeah.
Well, again, the Dolphins were, if Cam wasn't in the right for wearing the chain and having it like hanging out, and maybe it was too big, like because it would fall out,
Yeah.
then they were also not in the right to try to rip it off him.
Right. Yeah. No, that's fair. So we got a lot of shit that just doesn't make sense. Essentially. Everything. So another thing that just is hilarious. We've talked about this a little bit, but in the last week, because this is a big deal right now, at least for a lot of people. People have been posting all over social media about how climate change is the reason why California is burning right now. Like, I've seen multiple.
You don't need to limit just to California. It's the entire West Coast.
Yeah, multiple posts on social media about how climate change is real, and the reason why the West Coast everything is on fire is because of climate change, and we need to do a better job, and we need to fix things. Well, I don't know about you, but I'm pretty sure at least like the big giant fucking fire that happened in Northern California was because of the fucking gender reveal. We talked about that on the show.
Yeah, I'm actually starting to lose belief in that. Because it sounds crazy, right?
Yeah, it does.
Okay.
I mean, it's not the first time it happened. Remember the guy in Arizona?
Yep.
A couple of years ago, who was the firefighter and he ended up losing his job.
Yeah. I'm a little skeptical now because I've also heard firsthand accounts of multiple offenders, arsonists,
Yeah.
literally burning down the forest. Now, if a small fire, they have fires all the time. They
Right.
really do.
They have,
especially late
yeah.
summer. They always do because it's
Right.
dry, shit burns.
Right.
Always happens. But on that fucking West Coast, which I don't fucking trust at all anymore,
No.
because I feel like they just want chaos. That's all they want.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
And it's the Antifa bullshit or they're anarchists, whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah.
But they see a forest fire and go, well, this is an easy pawn off. Let me go make a fucking another one.
Right.
Like, I feel like some of this shit is man-made.
Yeah.
And my main reason why I think it's man-made outside of everything that's going on the West Coast. Did you know climate change stops at the Canadian border? Did you see that? Did you see the map?
No, I didn't.
West Coast is
Please-
the West
please
Coast. So
explain.
the West Coast is on fire, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Canada's not.
Wow.
Canada, the West Coast of Canada's not dealing with a.
Vancouver's not on fire.
Nope. It's not.
Wow. Holy shit.
Did anyone think about that?
No, I certainly didn't.
No one did.
That's a fucking take right there. Climate change stops at Canada.
So, I'll just type in Canadian wildfire
Yeah,
on Google.
nothing pops up. I love how some people will be like, well, that's because it's usually cold in Canada. Really? Pull up the fucking temperature? Because I guarantee you July in fucking Vancouver is like 90 degrees.
So,
It gets fucking hot in Canada.
headlines. From WUSA? WUSA 9?
Woosah.
No, the West Coast wildfires don't mysteriously stop at the Canadian border. Fair.
Okay.
Because it's still, listen, if it's still the same area, I'm sure they don't mysteriously stop. I'm sure Canada has some.
Right.
But, like, nothing like the U.S. is dealing with.
Right.
Another headline. As much of the U.S. burns, Western Canada has quieter than usual wildfire season. Quieter than usual.
Yeah.
Therefore, yes, Canada does have wildfires on the West Coast.
Right.
This year's quieter than usual. I think in the U.S. it's busier than usual.
Weird, because it seems like there's also a lot of just general unrest more than usual in the U.S.
Oh yeah. So one of the parents at the gym works for Homeland. He's like, he goes, hey, like I gotta talk about Tony's account. He goes, yeah, I'm heading out to Oregon on Thursday. I go, how's that gonna go? He goes, whatever. He goes, basically I have the option. He goes, I can voluntarily go now or I can forcibly go after the election. He goes, I'm not going after the election. I'm going right now. He's like,
yeah,
whatever.
Yeah.
And then I saw, I think the LPGA is in the Portland area.
Yeah.
Gray. Just gray. The sky is just fucking smoke. No sun, nothing coming through.
Sick. Yeah, I mean it's weird. That's actually a fucking awesome point that I didn't even think of.
Yeah, and I mean, so here's the deal. Like I don't. Again, I speak in extremes. There are wildfires in Canada. They get them.
Right. But
they're not nearly as bad as what
the amount of shit that's burning right now on the West Coast
seems a little
unproportionally high.
Manufactured.
Yes. Yeah. No, that is fair.
No, and then there is accounts of known arsonists like caught trying to continue it.
Yeah.
Well, they sure as shit doing nothing to help it.
And now I'm not a fucking meteorologist or anything either, but I also feel like the Pacific Northwest is slightly, I guess, wetter
It is.
than most.
Well, Seattle.
And that's where
it always rains in Seattle.
Well, yeah.
It never stops raining in Seattle.
Right.
You know that, right?
Right. Yeah.
I've also heard it's not like that.
Yeah.
I hear it just keeps people out.
Yeah. No. I've heard that.
Yeah. No, Seattle. It rains all the time here. You definitely don't want to come.
Yeah. Yeah. I've heard that too. But normally, you hear about the crazy wildfires in Southern California.
Yes.
Because Southern California is hot as fuck. It's desert. It's fucking dry as shit. That's wildfire 101.
Arizona.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. And for it to be so widespread in the Pacific Northwest,
but it's only north.
kind of makes you think.
Because I saw a little map of it.
Now that you're talking about it.
It really only is like northern. Okay, and when I say where it really only is, I'm talking like bad or what would seem like more than normal.
Yeah.
Is really only northern, Oregon, Washington.
Yeah.
What the fuck gives?
Yeah.
Yeah. Nope. Yep. You're right. Climate change.
Yeah. It's
Climate change.
Yeah. So in the next episode of things that don't make any sense.
Well, the only thing that makes sense is that nothing makes sense.
So this is great. I really want to hear your reaction to this because I don't know if you've heard this yet.
Well, I'm also caffeinated, so this should be good.
And this is gonna be great. So
how does that ball stop?
I found on Yahoo News. So again, we all know fucking CNN, MSNBC, all that shit's pretty much like way biased left, and Fox is way biased right, and all that bullshit. I feel like Yahoo News is probably down the middle, or at least closer to the middle. Like they don't particularly have a crazy bias. So this is from Yahoo News. The headline reads, Minneapolis City Council members complain of rising crime months after defunding the police department.
Well, I wonder how that happened.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Why do you think crime went up?
Are you shitting me? The members of the city council are flipping out right now because there's a rise in crime.
Well,
they defunded the police.
Let's try to hash it out. Why do you think there's a rise in crime?
So this is.
It must be because people are home.
Yeah. Let me read the first paragraph to you. Again, Yahoo News.
What do they say about
this? This isn't Fox. This isn't MSN. Like this is Yahoo News. Minneapolis city council members complained of a rising crime rates in the city
and asked the city's police chief what he is doing about it during a Tuesday meeting on police reform, months after the council proposed dismantling the entire police department. What? What?
What do you? What the fuck?
What the fuck?
do you think he's doing about it?
Talk about complete.
Here's what he's doing about it. He's proving a fucking point. That's what he's doing. He is proving a point. He is showing you, well, you want to defund the police, so let's see what happens.
Let's run this back a little bit. So, obviously, the George Floyd thing, not good. We've been on the show. We've said it. He was murdered. He was murdered by a police officer.
Yep. And 3 stood by and did nothing?
Correct.
Okay.
So that whole thing happens. The Minneapolis City Council, their solution to that was dismantle, not defund the police, dismantle. Remember, Minneapolis, so the countrywide was the defund the police movement. Minneapolis was planning on dismantling the police department. They were the ones that were like, well, we need to have a social worker for this to make sure everything's okay, and then we'll have domestic violence people to make sure this is, like, they wanted to split up. That was their plan. They wanted to dismantle the police department. So talk about an epic, like, in a time where we talk all the time about personal responsibility and lack thereof, talk about, like, all right, I'm the city council, you're the police chief. Yeah, I'm gonna kick up a bunch of fucking shit. Where do you work? Oh, you work right there? Yeah. I'm gonna fuck up your whole work area, and then let's fast forward 3 months. Dude, your work area is all fucked up. What are you gonna do to fix that?
Yeah.
Like, I did that to you as the city council. I completely fucked up your whole workspace, and now I'm gonna come to you 3 months later and be like,
what's the
dude,
deal?
your workspace is all fucked up.
Yeah, what's the deal?
What are you gonna do to fix that? If I were the police chief, I would have looked at him and been like, are you fucking serious? Or I'd just resign.
Well, this.
If I was old enough, I'd be like, I think I'm gonna take an early retirement.
Hey, what's the
Let you guys figure it out.
What's the deal with the crime rate? Give you 3 guesses.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Dude, if I was that police chief, I would lose my shit.
Nah, see, the way to do it is just to sit back and just be like, what do you want me to do here?
Yeah. What are you? That's literally what it says in the article.
I thought you were going to dismantle us.
Minneapolis city council members complained of rising crime rates in the city and asked the city's police chief what he is doing about it. They created the problem, and now they're asking what someone else is going to do to fix it. Are you fucking kidding me? So now the second paragraph is, this gets great too. Again, Yahoo News here. I'm just going to read like the first little bit of it. Council members told Police Chief Medaria Arredondo that their constituents have reported seeing and hearing street racing, which sometimes results in crashes, daylight carjackings, robberies, assaults and shootings, and among others, according to NPR News report. Residents are asking, quote, where are the police? Said newly elected council member Jamal Osman, who has been swamped by resident complaints that calls for the police are going unanswered. What? That is the only public safety option they have at the moment.
Oh my god.
MPD. They rely on MPD. And they're saying there's nowhere to be seen.
Oh my god.
Wow. This is where we are right now.
Yeah, so if there's any alien broadcasts listening, like if you guys are picking us up and you can translate this, please just send like a giant fucking laser beam. You can start at Minneapolis. You can hit that first.
Yeah.
If that doesn't take all of us, just fucking blow it off. Just blow it off the earth.
Yep. So then after that, it gets better. In the aftermath, this is like a little background thing. In the aftermath of the police killing of George Floyd, the city council voted to remove the requirement to maintain a police department from the city charter.
This is unbelievable, man.
The first step in a longer process to change the charter. The council's proposal to dismantle the police department was set to be on the November ballot until the Minneapolis Charter Commission voted last month to take additional time to review the plan. So the city council wants to completely get rid of the police department. And now they're asking the police why they're not doing their job.
It's craziness. Absolute craziness.
This is absolutely wild. That is absolutely wild. Talk about nothing making sense anymore.
No, that makes perfect sense. It's fucking white people not listening. Again, for the millionth fucking time, it's white people not listening.
Yep.
Because it goes, this is how it goes. George Floyd dies, unlawfully, shouldn't have happened, like, tragically.
Yep.
So Minnesota or Minneapolis PD goes, yep, we gotta dismantle the police department. No, you don't. You just have to charge the cops with murder.
Right.
Just charge the cops appropriately. All the evidence will take care of itself. It's all there. There's a video of it.
Right. Right.
Charge the fucking cops. Because if cops know that if they break the law, they're going to be held responsible.
Right.
Then they're going to think twice about what they do.
Right.
You don't take their money away. You don't make it harder for them to do their job.
Right.
Hold them accountable to the fucking problems. Charge the people in Breonna Taylor's murder. Charge the Jacob Blake stuff.
Right.
Just fucking hold people responsible for what they do.
Right. And to circle back to the beginning of this episode, when people
Back to the U.S. Open.
when people feel like other people or a group is getting away with something, they hate that group. So it doesn't matter like if it's the Patriots or if it's the Astros or if it's the police department. Now I realize this is a very broad.
Yeah, Patrick Reed moving sand in a bunker is
This
not
is
the
a broad
same
spectrum.
as
Like
murder of
I know, I realize
human
that.
beings. Well, we're just I'm re-clarifying.
Right.
Reasserting.
But it's like, it's comparing,
If you just take the broad idea.
golf balls to like footballs and basketballs. Like the golf ball's a lot smaller and it does something totally different, but they're also balls used to play a sport.
Regardless,
that's what I'm getting at.
All parties are breaking the rule.
Yes. People need to be held accountable for their actions.
And they need to be held accountable for breaking the rule.
At the end of the day, people need to be held accountable for breaking rules. That's it. That's all it boils down to. But no, we need to dismantle the entire police department and then complain that the police aren't doing their job.
Yeah.
Yep, that's
You're
what
right.
we need. Yep.
Minneapolis, you guys have nailed it.
Yeah. Wow.
You guys have nailed it. Portland, you guys have nailed it.
Yep.
Everyone's just crushing it right now.
Everyone is absolutely fucking murdering. So, the other thing too, the last thing here before we kind of wrap things up a little bit is South Park just released a trailer. They're coming out with a 1 hour long pandemic special. Did you see that?
I saw one person's commentary on it.
What was the commentary? I'm curious.
Big Jim Murray
Yeah,
said it was going to fall flat.
really?
Yeah.
Because I haven't seen like commentary on it, like people saying what to expect or whatever.
That's just listen. That's just one miserable guy's opinion.
Right. Yeah. But I saw that like a bunch of people were talking about it, that it was happening. But I mean, talk about like if there was one group of people that could pull off something like that and just completely shit on the entire society over the last 6 months, it's Trey Parker and Matt Stone.
Yep.
Like
They've never cared.
No. Nope.
They have never cared.
And it's almost like they're
Well, at this point too, if you're just gonna cancel them, they're good.
Yeah.
They've made plenty of money.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm actually I haven't watched South Park in a really long time, and I mean I never was like a huge South Park guy. Like I watched it here and there, but I was never like super into it. I think I might watch that. The 1 hour.
I've always really enjoyed South Park when it started becoming current. And what were they doing? Like 24 hours or 48 hours to air, or whatever they were
Something
doing.
like that, yeah.
That's when I kind of stopped.
Yeah.
I personally did like it better when it was like mindless.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Well, they transitioned from their story with little bits of real life in it to a complete satire of real life at that time.
Which I can appreciate.
Yeah. Because, I mean, especially, too, when you have a show that's been on air for, they were almost 30 years at this point.
Yeah, you got to do something.
You have to change it. Something. Like, you can only run your storyline for so long before you're like, I don't know, dude, we've been doing this for 27 years. We've killed Kenny, like, over 1 million times.
Yeah.
Like, we need to do something else.
Like, yeah, we've done a succubus. Like...
We've done movies.
Listen, we've done a lot of shit.
Yeah. So
I started with an anal probe.
So I get it, and I get the movement that they made to the 48 hours to air thing, and how the show has become more of a current events thing than their, like I said before, their own storyline with like bits of the real world in it. But I'm actually kind of looking forward to this. I don't know really when it comes out.
I think the one thing that I'll find most appealing is that it's probably going to piss a lot of people off. It's always pissed people off.
And that, like you said, they're almost immune to being canceled.
Well, it's not even that they're immune, but if they did something so badly, people are going to look at it and go, well, yeah, it's South Park.
That's what they've set the foundation for themselves. They've been doing it for almost 30 years.
Or if it's that bad, they could walk away tomorrow and it wouldn't matter.
Yep.
You canceling them would actually probably make them a little bit happier because now they don't have to do anything. They'll just live the rest of their life on what they've done.
Right.
And they'll be good with it.
September 30th on Comedy Central. It's going to air 3 times between 8 and 11.
Oh, they're just going to keep running it back?
Yeah. So at 8 o'clock on September 30th on Comedy Central, it's going to be out. So it'll be interesting. I'll probably watch it. What day?
I mean, it's an hour of my life. It's really... I can watch.
Yeah. I don't know. September... I don't know what day the 30th is.
It's a Wednesday.
It's a Wednesday. Yeah, fuck it. There's nothing on Wednesdays. I wonder if they did that on purpose. There's nothing on a Wednesday.
That or they've always been on Wednesdays.
Yeah, that too. So that'll be kind of cool.
Yeah, what do I know?
So you want to start wrapping this bitch up?
Yeah.
What do you got?
See, I was gonna go back to golf again,
Pregnant pause.
No, I was gonna go back to golf again, but I don't know. Do I feel like going down that road?
I don't know how angry do you want to get.
Well, it's not even gonna be like super angry. Fuck it, I'll do it. All right. So obviously we're at the U.S. Open. I mean, not my U.S. Open, but the U.S. Open, and Bryson Dechambeau, fat man, big golfer.
Yeah.
He has the ability to finally break golf, because there's a lot of people saying these guys hit the ball too far, the equipment's too good, courses are becoming obsolete. But really what people don't want is him to be good.
Yeah. People
really don't want him to be good because he's too weird, he's too different.
Yeah.
He's exploiting everything. He sees the distance advantage.
In a way, he's kind of Belichickian. In a way.
Yes, because sometimes to a fault.
Right.
Because Belichick will be so anti everything that sometimes it does hurt him.
Right.
But he's even talking about going to a 48-inch driver next year. Like, he's literally going to step up to the tee like a long driver.
Yep.
It's going to be fucking nuts. Actually, he's going to do it starting Monday.
Yeah.
After this tournament.
Yeah.
So you know what that means. Who's rolling into Augusta with 2 months of hitting a 48-inch driver.
Yeah.
Good Lord. At worst, I think we'll see a Masters golf ball. Which, if the Masters goes, yeah, there's nothing else we can do to this course, and these guys just hit the ball too fucking far, so now they have to use the Masters ball.
Yeah.
Well, the USGA and the PGA are going to go, well, we're we're not gonna have these guys hit a different ball just for the Masters.
Right.
So I guess we'll just use this Masters ball, or like whatever it's gonna be. But I do think that he's finally gonna break golf because I think he just bogeyed a hole, but he's one of the guys that's under par. He's up there. He's in the final group on Saturday. Like, he's in contention at the U.S. Open, at Winged Foot. The course that won't work in the U.S. Open. That won't work.
Yeah.
It's working.
It's working.
And the funniest part is, a lot of people are going to go, all right, well, we're going to fix the ball. He's still going to hit it further than everybody.
Right, and that's the thing, like, people aren't realizing. They're like, oh, well, we'll just, we'll make the ball different so it doesn't go as far.
It's
okay.
Still an advantage for the long hitters.
Well, if he hits it 330 right now and everyone else is between 290 and 310, well, if everyone else goes between 270,
say it knocks
and
back
290,
it knocks back 20 yards.
he still hits it 310, and everyone else only hits it 290.
Yeah, so the guy.
So it's like you guys. You're idiots.
Yeah, the guy averaging 285 off the tee is now back to 265, and he has a 200-yard shot into a par 4.
Right.
Whereas big golfer, fat man, goes from 315 to 295, 170. That's a 8-iron for him. It's probably a fucking hard 9-iron.
Yeah.
Oh, it won't be then. Okay, well, same thing. Then if it's a 7-iron, then what the fuck is the guy from 200 hitting?
Right.
Fucking hybrid?
Yeah.
4-iron?
Yeah.
Good luck.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think he has the potential to finally break golf.
Yeah. I mean, we could.
I'm not saying okay, and I'm not. That isn't like my prediction. Just keep an eye on it because he really is pissing a lot of people off.
Well, it would be one of those things that would eventually correct itself. So baseball kind of went through this in the late '90s when everyone was like mashing fucking home runs. They changed the ball.
Yep.
So they were like, "Oh, we need to change the ball."
Well, they also cracked down on steroids.
Well, yeah, too. But then they cracked down on steroids and they changed the ball, and then everyone stops hitting as much home runs.
And people stop watching.
And people stop watching. So they're like, actually, let's go back to we fixed the problem. Let's go back to the old ball. So now people start hitting home runs again. So it's like, I wouldn't be surprised if they do something like that in golf and they change the ball. If all of a sudden, the product kind of doesn't become as good. So then they're like, after, maybe a year or two, they're just like, actually we'll go back. And you know who ran into that problem that every single sport needs to pay attention to? I know baseball went through it in the 90s and the 2000s, but who's gone through that issue of changing things over and over again, and it's absolutely fucking crushed them because they went from sneakily one of the most popular sports to now kind of falling off, is NASCAR. So 15 years ago, NASCAR was one of the biggest sports in the country.
Didn't you say at one point it was the
number one sport?
The most popular sport in the country?
Yes, it rivaled college football with stadium-wise. They pack.
Oh, was that the metric?
They pack like 150,000 people.
Yeah, they fit a lot of people there. Was that the metric? Was it attendance?
Yeah, it was attendance.
Okay, so that's not exactly a fair, I guess, comparison, but it does show you it's not popular.
Right. There's a reason why NFL stadiums aren't built to hold 100,000 plus people because they can't fill it.
Colleges can, but
right. Well, that's what I mean. I'm saying NFL. Colleges can.
They cap it at like 80.
Right. There's a reason why hockey arenas only fit 15 to 20. There's a reason why basketball arenas typically are
same thing.
15 to 20. A lot of them share the same.
I think sometimes I think basketball is a smaller playing surface, so I think you can move the seats down a touch.
Right. So NASCAR hosts hundreds of thousands of people. I think the Daytona 500 might seat 200,000 people.
I would not doubt that one bit.
So, NASCAR went through this problem because over the last decade, they've changed the car probably 4 or 5 times. They're like, oh, we're going to do this. We're going to change the car. They went to this thing called the car of tomorrow. It looked absolutely fucking ridiculous. They ran it for like a year or two and they were like, this car kind of sucks. Let's go back to the old one.
NBA did with the ball.
But then the reason why they changed the car in the first place is because like things were different and they quote unquote going too fast and the drivers were too good. So then they changed the car and then they changed the spoilers. So everything was the same, but they changed the spoiler. And then they're like, nah, we don't really like that, so let's change this. And then in the middle of all of that, they were like, I know what we'll do. We're going to institute a playoff system now. So we have 36 races in a year. The first 26 races are going to be our quote unquote regular season, and our last 10 races are going to be the playoffs. And then we're going to change how we do the playoffs, because at first we're going to do them this way. And then 3 years into the playoff system, they change it like, well, now we're doing it like this. And so NASCAR has gone through so many changes in the last decade that people are like, we don't really care about NASCAR anymore, because there's no consistency in the sport. When you change something like every 2 years, people are like, what the fuck are you doing?
What's one of the biggest hang-ups in golf? I know we're getting away from just fat man hitting the ball far,
But that's what I'm saying, like long term, they need to be careful.
Yeah,
if they change the ball, they need to fucking stick to that for at least 3 or 4 years.
And then people don't like the FedEx Cup playoff. They don't like it.
That's true too.
So
where the guy who's in
no,
first
not
place
even that.
on the
Just
end
they
starts 10 under par.
Well, it's just one of those things. Like no one gives a fuck about the FedEx Cup standings.
Yeah.
You're just giving rich people more money. It's like there's nothing at play here.
Right. I heard
and you don't feature the guys. Hey, Harry Higgs's career earnings is $1.6 million. If he finishes where he's at, he's gonna make $4 million today.
Right.
No, they talk about DJ. Oh, he just won $15 million. Really?
Yeah.
The fuck did
Right.
If he lost $15 million tomorrow, he wouldn't even notice until someone told him.
He spends $15 million a week on cocaine.
Probably.
That's nothing to him. It's like, it's one of the. That's what I was gonna say. I heard an interesting take by Hardy last week. I don't know when I heard him talking at some point, and he said that just change the point system. So instead of, because I guess what they were trying to do was they're trying to align it to whoever wins the Tour Championship
Wins it all.
wins the FedEx Cup.
Because before you would have people win the Tour Championship, and then someone else would win the FedEx Cup, and it's like, why is this a playoff again?
Right. So that's why they did it that way. But at the same time, just change the point system. Make different events worth different points, which they do already.
They already
but
are.
just change the disparity then. Instead of having the guy in first place start 10 under, make the guy that wins the Tour Championship, make that worth like a fucking 1,000 points. Or I don't know what the normal point system is, but say like a normal win is fucking 250 points. Make you win the Tour Championship, you get 1,000 points.
The only thing they're trying to protect against is someone who enters as because if it's an all year thing, whoever enters the playoffs as 125 really shouldn't get to the third event.
Right.
They would have to win both, and that's like the only way to get there.
Yeah.
And even then, they might not be able to. Like the points might be too fucked up.
Right.
But they're just trying to protect against number 30 winning one event and winning the FedEx Cup.
Yeah.
Because then it makes an even bigger mockery of it.
Yeah.
And the thing that's going to point to it is the last 2 years. So DJ won this year, Roars won the year before. The right guy won.
Right.
But,
yeah.
I don't know.
There's a lot of things I don't know.
I don't know anything. I don't know why the fuck balls are stopping on this fucking green.
I'm an absolute fucking loser. So, speaking of being a loser,
Yep.
I'm going to pump my own tires for a second. But this morning, I realized how many useful skills I've actually acquired over the course of my life. So Amy's cousin's getting married tomorrow. And it's at their house because of the whole fucking Corona thing, like downsize, whatever. They have a huge yard. So this morning, it's the day before, and we're setting everything up. And I'm going around. There's tables and chairs and shit. And so you also work.
Sounds like
We worked the same graduate assistantship in college.
You took my position when I graduated.
Yes. So we worked in the conference and events office, where all I did for 2 years was sling tables and chairs. I mean, there's a little bit more to it, but slinging tables and chairs. Oh, you need a banquet for 48? Yeah, I got it. I'm on it. Seminar for 100? All right, cool. We're there. Like, everyone that's listening right now, unless you have any experience in events, you have no fucking clue what we're talking about. Oh, how big are those cocktail tables? You're like,
3 feet.
Yeah, I know a guy that's gonna order a rack that'll be a little too small.
No. So what happened with that one was, I was getting a quote on cocktail tables.
Yeah.
I go to our boss. I was like, hey, how big are our cocktail tables? Because it's 2.5 and 3 feet.
Yeah.
He turns around and goes, well, how can you find that out? I go, oh, my bad, sorry. I'll go figure it out.
Yep. Let me check EMS, which
He
is
goes-
our electronic management system.
He goes, no, what are you gonna do? I go, I'm gonna figure it out.
Yeah.
And then I figured it out. I went to the software,
Yep.
saw cocktail tables at 3 feet, ordered 3-foot cocktail tables.
Yep.
Didn't ask anything about it.
Yep.
They get delivered. You go, oh, we got 3-foot cocktail table. They go, the cocktail tables are too big. I go,
They don't fit because we have racks. We have like a stand-up rolly rack that we put the cocktail tables in because they disassemble.
we never had that.
Oh.
But so they weren't fitting through the door or something. It was something. Okay,
Yeah.
no. The only problem is when we first got them, they didn't match.
Yeah.
They didn't
okay.
match the other cocktail tables.
Right.
So if we had, I think we only ordered like 6 new ones,
Mhm.
and the idea was to make like 8 in each space.
Yeah.
And now we couldn't do that.
Right.
That was the problem.
Yeah.
So, yeah, when they got delivered, they called me and they're like, oh, they're too big. I go, what? How fucking big are they? They go 3 feet. I go, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They go, our other ones are 2.5. I go, oh, that's going to be a problem. So then my boss asked me, he goes, what happened with the cocktail tables? I go, well, you told me to figure it out. He's like, yeah. And I go, I went into our software and I saw it says 3-foot cocktail tables. And I didn't think twice about it.
Yeah.
He goes, you didn't think to measure it? I go, no, I just went into our software.
Right.
I go, because I felt like it would be I felt like it would have been a waste of time because we have all these resources in the office. That was another one of his things.
Yeah.
I go, we have these manuals, the software. Like, I didn't even have to leave the office. I didn't have to use up any of our manpower. I didn't have to waste anyone's time.
Yeah.
I found it. I went with it.
Yeah.
I think at that point he goes, fuck. Because I had them.
Yeah.
And that was the thing is I fucked up and bought too big of tables.
Right.
Because he always wanted us to figure it out ourselves.
Right. Which still to this day, he is the best boss I've ever had.
He is. But the one time, that was like really the one fuck up.
Yeah.
Because if the idea is delegate and oversee. Right. He didn't catch that 3 feet was too big either.
Right.
Because I had to give him a quote. And he had to present the quote. And the quote had to get approved. And then it had to get kicked back. Like,
Right.
he didn't catch it either.
Right.
So,
Right.
yes, my fuck up, I ordered the tables too big.
Yeah.
But I was not overseen.
Yeah. So we worked in events, and so we're doing all these fucking different crazy setups, and I still have it ingrained in my head. I've been out of grad school, like
Not for nothing. Once you learn it, it's really not that fucking difficult.
It's not. U-shape for 24.
Every
you just know these different things. You know how to set it up.
Every wedding you've ever been to is banquet style.
Yeah.
And banquet for 48
is easy.
You just need to know how many chairs are going at a table.
Right, and like it's like you said. Once you learn it, it's ingrained in your head. So we got 6-foot recs, 8-foot rounds. For those of you that are layman's,
recs are rectangular tables.
Yes, and
rounds are round tables.
Are circle tables. So you got 8-foot rounds. You put 8 chairs at each round. You get 6 chairs at a rec. Like it's just whatever. Like if you go double sided or 3 typically to one side. You can also go ends if you want. Like there's all these different things that I just have in my brain still because it's not that fucking hard. So we're setting up for the wedding this morning. There's a bunch of tables everywhere. So we're just like everyone doesn't know where they want the tables. They're like, I don't know, and I'm asking like, what is this going to look like? They're like, we don't know. We think we want this, and that. And I go,
day before.
Okay, all right. So we have a fuck ton of recs, like a lot. We got like maybe 15 recs. And we got like 2 rounds. So I'm like, all right, so it's going to be some sort of fucking seminar style here. So I'm looking, and then they finally decide, like, this is where we want the table. So I go, okay. So, like, everyone's, like, going around, like, undoing it. And I go to pick up a table, and it's muscle memory at this point. You flip the table, you pop the legs out, you hit the thing, and then you flip it over, and it's up. And I'm like, boom, 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 boom. And then one of the people, like, one of the guys that's there goes, dude, it's not a race. And I'm like, I'm not racing. Like, it's just kind of like muscle memory. And he's like, what? And I'm like, yeah, I worked in conference and events for 2 years in grad school. Like, this is all I did for 2 years.
Yeah.
Like, it's easy to me. Like, you pop the tables up, you throw the chairs at it, like, you're there.
Yep.
So we go through that, and I'm a fucking asshole for that because I'm too fucking good at opening tables, apparently.
I'm too good of a fucking CISO officer.
yeah. I worked for conference.
Well, dude, I was on the crew for 2 years before the graduate assistantship.
Right. So you were there for 4 years. Yeah. I did 2 years. So we go through that, and then we were trying to like tie stuff in with. Because we have tents up. So we're trying to like tie the tents together and then bring them down and stake them in the ground.
Oh, that's the whole thing.
So I'm just going through and I just...
have sandbags?
No, we use stakes. So we just hammer them into the ground.
Ribeyes?
Yeah, yes, porterhouse. Fat ones. So we go through and then Amy's cousin's name is Jared also. He spells it differently, but he's like trying to do this. And he goes, I don't know how to tie knots. It's like, all right.
Well, I know how to tie knots.
Well, I know how to tie knots. So I'll go over and I'm like, and then Amy's sister's boyfriend works in like metal fab or something like that. So he's good with his hand. Me and him are going around just like tying things together and like putting knots in and like, it's probably a good spot for like a bowling knot. Let me throw that there. Like, you just knot it up and make sure everything stays together so the fucking thing doesn't fly away. So we get that. So now I'm a fucking asshole for knowing how to tie knots. And then the fucking cherry on top of everything was at the end of it, we get all the beers. So what we're trying to do is put things in big like plastic totes.
Yeah.
And then we'll just dump ice on top of it.
Yeah.
And then bring them outside tomorrow. Like, so people just grab it, whatever. So, but we wanted to get as much done today because tomorrow's going to be crazy, like we got to go from the place in Rhode Island to back, and it's a lot of movement.
It's also highly illegal.
Yeah. So whatever little bit we can get done, we get done. So I take a bunch of 30 racks and I pop them on the table, and I pop open one side. You pop the side flaps, the top flaps. You take the other side. You pop the side flaps, the top flaps. You hold the thing. You put a hand there, and then you slide the outside 30 rack off. And then Amy's there, and she goes, what the fuck? And I go, what do you mean? She goes, I can't fucking stand you. And I'm like, what are you talking about? She goes, what are you, Mr. Perfection? Like, you just, like, how do you, like, earlier with the tables and the knots, and now you're just better at taking 30 racks apart? And I go, well, I worked at a liquor store for like 40 years. Like, this is what I did. So then Dan, her sister's boyfriend, goes, dude, what haven't you done? And I go, I don't know, man.
Anything of any type of value.
I go, anything, that's literally what I said. Anything that's worth anything. And I go, all of these skills are kind of useful, but at the end of the day, they're really useless.
They're only useful today.
Yeah.
I haven't had to use any of these skills.
Yeah. I was like, I'm kind of just showing off for you guys at this point, but other than that, like, I'm a huge fucking loser.
Oh, God. Well, I was like, I set up a couple of events at the gym. And then everyone's like, oh, well, what can we help with? I go, bring me the stuff.
Yeah.
You go, where's the chairs going to go?
Don't
worry about it.
Yeah.
They're like, well, where? Don't worry about it. I go, I know what we're doing. We're doing lecture style.
Yeah.
I go, just bring the chairs out.
Yeah.
I go, if you want, you can unfold them. That's helpful.
Right.
I go, but otherwise, just get out. Well, how far apart are you going to make them? Don't worry about it.
Yep.
I've got it.
I get all the spacing. That was the other thing too. When they were setting up like the tables and the spacing under the tents, I'm looking at it and I'm like, I didn't say anything, but I got a little touch of anxiety because the tables were too close. And I know that because the two backs of the chairs, when two people are sitting there, if one person tries to get out of their table, they're going to hit the other person that's sitting behind them. But I was like, you know what? I'm keeping my mouth shut. It's not my thing. So I'll just let people. But in my head, I was like, I'm making sure that I pick a seat that's on the outside that I don't have to deal with that problem.
Yep.
Because every single person that sits in the middle is going to have that problem, and I'm not doing it.
Yep. Also, so everyone that, like I already prefaced,
Yeah.
that you might think I'm an idiot by Monday morning. There's 4 guys under par. Everyone's backing up.
Nice.
Turns out it could be my wing foot.
Yeah.
Or my U.S. Open.
So that was my morning, setting up for the wedding. I'm an asshole because I have random fucking useless useful skills.
Well, okay, so so in defense of everybody, I already know how that went, and when you start to like get in a groove,
yeah,
you do give off the aura. I know what I'm doing. Fuck off, everybody.
Yeah.
Like you do have that aura to it.
Yeah.
And it's like, but you get, that's the thing though, you get into a groove because you know what you're doing.
I know what I'm doing.
And then it's like, I mean, people can't help it. You're just a cocksucker in real life. Like,
yeah, it's not my fault.
It's the same thing with me. It's like when I get into a groove, like, hey, I know what's going on, or it's like I know what I'm talking about.
Get out of my way.
And then people like,
it's almost like get out of my way. I can do this faster on my own.
And then people like, you don't have to be a dick about it. I go, well, I'm not being a dick about it. I just am a dick in real life, and it's just like I know what the fuck I'm talking about here.
Yeah.
Like like that's the thing is like if you don't think I'm a dick in real life, well now you're fucking seeing it. Like I'm not fucking lying. I'm not fucking with you here. Like I'm really not kidding.
I don't claim to be this great person.
No, this is what I mean. It's like if this is what it takes, it's like just give me something I know.
Yeah, exactly. So that was that. I don't know. I'm good at taking 30 racks apart, I guess. And like, because I was just like, well, this is what I had to do because we used to have to ring our own 6-packs.
Oh.
So like, we take the 30 out, you pop the sides, you slide the thing out, and then you just start. And I go, and that's because that's what I said. I go, we used to ring our own 6-packs. I go, anyone get a plastic ring? I go, you want to see me put on a fucking plastic ring? I'll ring 6-packs faster than all of you fucks. I had the fastest fucking hands in the West.
No one else has done that. Maybe Chris Healy, he worked in a liquor store, but he was a terrible employee.
Yeah. But it's just one of those things where I was sitting there and I was thinking, like, I've worked a lot of really random jobs throughout my entire life, and they've provided me with very useful, useless skills.
So I haven't worked that many jobs, but the jobs I have worked have shown me, like,
yeah.
I was doing this one day. I was just opening up a bunch of boxes. It was when we got all the disinfectant and shit for the gym.
Yeah.
So I probably had like 20 boxes of stuff.
I'm really good at breaking down boxes too, from when I worked in a warehouse when I was in high school. I can take apart a box without a knife.
But I just remember being out at Stop and Shop one day, and I was like pushing a cart of boxes, and the grocery manager goes, "Where are those going?" I go, "I'm gonna put them by the compactor." He looks at me, he goes, "If those boxes aren't flat, I'm bringing them right the fuck back to you." He goes, "I am not breaking those down."
Yeah.
I go, "Say no more." Just buys me 25 minutes to do a 30-second job.
Right. Yeah, you break down the box, you turn, so once you get the top open, you flip it on its side, and you punch the side of the box, and it lifts the tape up a little bit. Stick your finger under, grab the tape, pull it off, and now you don't have to sit there with a knife and cut one side, cut the long side, cut the other side, you know what I mean? You just, boom, finger, pull it, done, unfolds. Like, there's a lot of, like, really random shit that I'm just, like, really good at.
Like random task.
Yeah. Random task, man.
Random task. None of it useful.
Yep. Nope, that is 100% me.
Although I may have found my match in useless sports trivia. Some kid at the gym named every World Series winner going back to 1967, and he missed 1 year.
Wow. We gotta get him on. Shout out to Nick.
This kid.
We gotta get Nick on.
I would say we're not getting this kid on. This kid's fucking annoying as fuck.
Well, also if he's under 18, I think they're not allowed to.
No. Well, again, forget his age. Yes, he is under 18, but like, so he is a minor. He's not coming on. But like, he's just annoying as fuck.
Yeah.
He could be fucking 35, and I'm not bringing him on.
But Nick is also pretty good with sports and all that stuff too. So one of these days we'll eventually get him on.
Useless info.
We need to figure out a time to get our schedules all set.
I think I did every Masters winner going back to 84. And I did every U.S. Open winner back to 96. And every course it was played at.
Wow.
Back to 96, but I missed like 2.
Yeah. Huh. Well, that's like Jimo with fucking, was it college football and like
just,
baseball?
NFL. He can give you like NFL Big Three.
Oh, yeah. From like 1991.
Basically, like, yeah, any year that he was alive almost.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's going to do it for us, everybody. Thank you for watching. If you're on YouTube, we fixed whatever problem that was with that one episode. What was episode 180? We had the fucking glitch and we couldn't upload the video. But 181 was up. This is 182. So thank you for watching. Make sure you subscribe. We got 2 more subscribers on YouTube.
Let's fucking go.
Let's go. Thank you for everyone that's listening. Wherever you're listening, make sure you subscribe there too. And also keep spreading the word. Tell everybody you fucking know about
All
the
3
show.
of your friends.
Yeah.
Know.
Yeah. Chances are, if you listen to this show, you don't have a lot of friends. But that's okay, because neither do we. Also, too, if you want in on the Sarcasm Speaks weekly NFL Pick'em, let us know. You can get in touch with us on Instagram at Sarcasm Speaks Pod. Twitter is our Sarcasm_speaks. And Facebook is Sarcasm Speaks. Pick whatever social media you want. We get notifications for all of them. Reach out to us. We'll get you in on the pick'em. We have now had at least 14 or 15 every week, so it's $5 to get in. So far it's $70 or $75 if you win. And the more people we get, the more money you can win. So tell everybody you know about that too. And then we'll get some big pools going here. And until next time, good night or good afternoon, everybody.